Alpha. We're up. We're running.
It's not saying that it stopped.
It's not stopping, so we're good to go. And we started on the perfect street. Don't judge the KKK street.
Yeah, that's a great way to start this
I'm pretty
out.
sure there's a street like that somewhere in America.
I don't think that...
I feel like no. I feel like somebody would have protested.
I'm almost positive that almost everyone would have protested against that.
You say that, but I seem to recall that one president had a KKK initiation for himself on the White House front yard.
Which one?
I don't know which one, but I know there was one that did that. One of you gonna have to look that up in your history.
I am not putting that in my search history.
I'm not putting that in my search history.
I will put that in my
search. I doubt you're right, but I'm not putting that.
I'm putting that in my search history on my tablet that I'm doing the timer on.
Nice.
What have you done?
Say, I have my suspicions, but
I know for a fact there is one that did that. I know for a fact there is a president that held a KKK rally on the White House property.
I feel like I know which one, but again, I'm not sure. I want to know if I'm right. Oh, and while are you looking that up, or?
I'm typing it in on the tablet right now because
Okay, well, while he's doing that, welcome to What the Hell Kind of Life Is This for Anybody to Lead the Archimage Stories, and this is actually a great way to start this bloody segment with a possible KKK president. Okay.
You know what? I'm getting way too many Donald Trump and KKK.
Oh, no shit, that's the most recent thing.
Yep, I knew you would.
I'm getting way too many.
I knew that's what you would get. I don't know why we bothered. I know he didn't have one of those.
Okay, so is these
I know.
Two people who came up was Woodrow Wilson and Calvin Coolidge. I don't think it was it Calvin? I don't think Calvin Coolidge.
I don't.
Pretty sure it wasn't Woodrow Wilson.
I don't think it was Wilson.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, maybe. Granted, I don't know much about Woodrow Wilson other than. But that seems odd. Huh.
Well, he did apparently praise the KKK and Confederacy, so maybe that's why they mentioned.
Maybe it was him. I don't know.
Huh. You know what? Let's forget it. We'll try to look that up sometime later. Right. Okay. So. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but believe it or not, I do remember where we were last because I write all these down so I don't retell the stories. The last thing we talked was something truly terrible, my interaction with women.
Well, what happened this time?
No, that's what we talked about.
That was where we left off. That was the thing we ended with.
So, the part that I was segueing into, which I'm pretty sure I segued into it far more cleverly than I am now, or probably I didn't. But was, what I've got written down is parent calls. So things my parents got phone calls about that seemed unusual. So basically things that happened to me at school.
Okay, I was going to say, now does this involve you or are these like random numbers from Mexico? Because I've gotten plenty of those.
No, my parents don't answer the phone.
Oh, well.
So this is mostly things that were left on their answering machines.
Okay.
So, like, one of the first ones was when I think I was about 5 years old, and my parents got a call to inform, yeah, we have to inform you your son has been hurt a little bit. How exactly? Well, he was kind of playing on a ledge of the building that he wasn't supposed to, and he fell.
Okay, wait. They let children play on ledges of the building?
No. Hence why that he wasn't supposed to.
What floor was he not supposed to be on when that happened?
It was the first floor. I was 5.
Okay.
Okay.
That raised some big questions in my mind, but okay.
Sure.
It was the first floor. You know, they had one of those little kind of outposting ledges on the building that made no sense.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
You know, for windows.
Okay.
Yeah, he was playing on that, and he kind of fell. He's Well, he fell into a He fell into a pile of discarded debris, and he kind of landed on a nail that went through his foot. He seems to be okay, but more or less he may need a tetanus shot. So out of curiosity, if you had gotten that message about your child, what would be your reaction?
What type of crackerjack ass school are you running?
I'm not gonna lie, I was pulled out of that school pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame your parents. Shoot.
Yep, that was my first school.
I was about to say my reaction would just be like, okay, well, why? Just asking my kid, why were you on the ledge in the first place? But no, you're right. What school just leaves a random pile of debris?
I was 5.
Again, my question isn't to you. It's what school just leaves a random pile of debris out?
Fair enough. You know, I never did get an answer to that, or possibly I didn't care. So, yeah, that was one of the calls my parents got. Another one, my folks actually went in person. And they went in person and because after school, since both my parents worked, I was supposed to go to a daycare. The daycare apparently called my folks and said, yeah, your son hasn't shown up. We went to pick him up from his school, but we couldn't find him. It's like, how can you not find my son? So my folks go there. After looking around, they go apparently to the principal, to the teacher, everywhere else, say, where's my son? They're like, we don't actually know.
Great.
What do you mean you don't know where my son is? I gave specific instructions they were supposed to go with this ride to go to the daycare. Yeah, hold on, let me talk to the teachers. Yeah, teachers, what? Why didn't this happen? It's like, oh no, it happened. I got him on that school bus. He wasn't supposed to go on a school bus. Oh.
Oh,
But
okay.
he's a kid. Kids go on school buses. Not this one. He's supposed to go on a van to a daycare. Oh. Didn't you check his name? Yeah. No. Not really. So anyway, I was on a school bus. I was 6 years old at the time. And I wasn't supposed to be there. I remained on that school bus for roughly 6 hours. Got to see where the school bus actually dropped off. Turns out it's a very big red brick building. It looks a lot like a prison. Yeah, talked to my parents over an intercom. Came back afterwards, and they were not happy at all. They were rather irritated.
Irritated with you or irritated with everyone involved?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and as it turns out, you know, I didn't get to go to daycare that day.
Really? I never would have guessed.
Yeah. So, that was a fun day. Comments?
Okay, I've been searching with the KKK and presidency. Apparently, Google's been doing some bad filtering. For
I've been saying this for ages.
Well, I mean, it's extremely almost to the point where it's spreading false information, because if you was to just do president in the KKK, it put Calvin Coolidge, Woodrow Wilson at the top of the search, when it really shouldn't, because if you read the whole article, I mean, with the who was it? I think it was the Woodrow Wilson. I think his get mixed up because he saw Birth of the Nation and he gave it high praise.
Yeah.
So that's why he got associated with the KKK. With Calvin Coolidge, I don't know why he's getting it seemed like most of his presidency he fought against the freaking KKK. So
Dude.
Well, then that's probably why that's there, but it's just searching key terms.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, they should, Grant should pop up first on the list. He literally sent the army to destroy them.
He did for a while. Shadow R. Fox. Grant did pop up as an associate of the KKK, but they took it down. Google realized even they couldn't pull off this much bullshit.
You mean the guy who literally sent the military to wipe out the KKK?
Yeah, they realized, okay, even we can't get away with this crap.
Again, say what you will about Grant, but he always will have my vote just for sending the military to wipe out the KKK.
Amen. Hey,
Yes, that is fair.
Hey, I have said that. I'm the one who told you about that.
Actually fought a battle. No, that I remember looking up the battle. Oh jeez, I can't remember the name of the battle. Brought cannons and shit to wipe them out.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy shit!
Cannons to wipe their asses out.
I mean, it was literally back then. This is the KKK we see in all the cowboy movies, where they're wearing a sack on a potato sack on their head, type KKK.
Yeah, no, this is when they were on horses. They were armed, like they were pretty much a small army.
Yeah, but they literally didn't have this. They didn't have freaking cannons.
Hell no, and Grant pressed his advantage.
He was pissed. He was pissed off by the time they took. To be fair, he had every reason to be pissed off by that time.
Yeah, right. Hey, no hate on Grant. I will always give Grant a pass because of that.
Yeah, no, he had every reason to be upset because he was dealing with Reconstruction that I think got left to him by the previous person. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it Johnson? Who was before Grant?
Yeah, it was Johnson.
Yeah, it was Johnson who completely botched everything about Reconstruction.
Yeah.
Well, he undermined it. He didn't even botch it. He just completely undermined it.
Well, yeah, he was a Democrat.
Yeah, he was a Democrat. He was completely freaking racist.
Yeah, no, of course. That's what I don't get. Like, there's a lot of black people who are part of the Democratic Party. I do not get it since the Democratic Party is literally the most racist party. They were the ones who fought the Republicans and said, no, we don't want black people to have their rights. It was the Democrats who did this. Why did I don't get it.
Now,
I'm sorry.
Well,
It's because at some point in history the party switched.
No, it didn't. That's the problem.
I thought they did.
No, that's a lie that the Democrats say.
Oh, I don't.
I mean, you want the most racist people against black people? You go to the Democrats.
Oh, see, this is why I don't give a shit about politics, because I'm like, fucking, I don't care anymore.
Well, I think the reason it got that let me see how can I put this, because I actually did look this up, and it's confusing as hell too. I wouldn't.
Of course, it's confusing.
I wouldn't say so much switched as much as they saw the way the wind was blowing and they blew more towards it. Every party is still inherently racist. Well, here's the thing. Look at the Republican Party. Even back during the time when Lincoln was in charge of it, the Republican Party, in our term, if we was to look at their values, even though they was, anti-slavery, well, a good chunk of it was anti-slavery, we would still refer to most people in that party as a white supremacist by what they would say about black people.
Yeah, true. But bear in mind, different terms, because, again, this was kind of like this is like the Thomas Jefferson argument. People ask, Thomas Jefferson said that slavery was wrong, yet he owned slaves, and people wondered, like, how could he justify that? The justification was very simple, and people don't like it, but this was the justification. While Thomas Jefferson believed black people had the right to be free, he did believe they were inferior to white people.
I mean, even Lincoln himself even said that he never thought that he actually wanted to make a colony that was all black in, like, I think Haiti, so that way.
Yes, even Lincoln did believe that black people were inferior, but I will give credit to Lincoln. He did change. He changed it.
He changed it, but he did solely believe that black people would never be happy in America just because of the climate in America.
Yes,
in terms of political climate, not actual climate. He wasn't that bad.
To be fair, looking at today, he's not completely wrong.
He's not completely wrong, but
I will give. But that's the reason why. So, I mean, it's hard for me to really judge that because it's more ignorance than actual hatred. See, this is why context is so important. It's one thing to hate someone just for the sake of hating, but to say something wrong because you believe it's wrong, but not coming from a place of hatred, there is a difference. Granted, it's not a great difference. It's not right, but there is a difference, and that does need to be remembered. And we got way off topic.
because I was trying to find freaking
discussion. I checked out like a good few minutes ago because I'm like, Okay, this involves politics. No offense, guys, but I do not give a
Yeah,
fuck.
no. Okay, let's go back to which story? Oh yeah. Okay.
Again, my view on politics is I literally just look at what people say and which one I agree with more, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll vote for them, and that's it.
I just stopped looking at this point.
Like, the only reason I do that is because I'm like, okay, in reality, is this going to affect my life? And based off previous evidence I have, the answer is no, it's not. So why do I care?
Again, sorry, that was me sidelining. I did want to find out because I kept always hearing the rumor that there was a U.S. president that was in the KKK. I'm like, okay, I'm finally just going to look this up because I want to know which president.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think there's ever been a president that was in it.
Yeah,
There's been,
I don't think that's true.
I known political parties to try to smear other parties by saying they were in it.
Yeah.
Because they do that all the time. They're still doing it, but
Yeah, they do that with everything. So that by that point, that's just nothing new.
but I did want to know because here's where I originally got that from. That was from the History Channel.
Oh.
Okay, well, yeah, no, the History Channel gets things wrong.
And I wanted to know. I never actually saw which show they were going to say it on because I just never had the. Let's face it, the History Channel went to shit very quickly.
It did. It really did.
But I just kind of wanted to see if I could find or figure out which. I'm like, okay, let's see which president that is because I honestly want to know which president could still claim to be not impeachable after siding with a literally terrorist, domestic terrorist organization. There's no nice way of putting it.
No, there's not.
Yeah, I don't. I think that's a rumor. I don't think that one was ever part of that.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with
I-
you.
Well, it's just like how people can argue shit with Trump, and it's like, no, he was never involved
Yeah,
with that.
I'm like,
It's just
listen, Trump.
it's just that they said they liked him. That's all there was to it.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
that was the first thing that was popping up when I was
Yeah, but it's like
Googling
I
it,
think
and I'm
I think that's the worst of it because I'm like I would like to think that if that was the case, that would be more widespread knowledge.
No, I
No.
was rolling my
Oh, come
eyes when
on.
I saw that. I'm like, guys, come on.
Should be white knowledge. They'd be plastering that on every building.
No, I when I saw that, I was rolling my eyes. I'm like, guys, come on. I mean, I get a lot of people don't like Trump, but I'm not gonna call him a flat out KKK member. Is he
Oh no,
possibly?
I meant if there was one in history, that would be more common knowledge.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, I don't think there is one. I think that
No.
would have been a rumor.
Yeah,
Because
no.
again, if there was one,
not
I would
sure.
like to think that is something that is taught standard when you're learning about that stuff.
Yeah, but again, who knows? You know what? I'll take a look sometime later. But I know some obscure websites. Maybe I can find it. But I think that was an unsubstantiated.
I think
rumor.
that was unsubstantiated because again, I got that from the freaking History Channel. Ironically
Yeah.
enough, I got
Okay,
misinformation from the History Channel.
It's not the first time.
No, it's not. But you just gotta find the irony in the History Channel giving false history.
Oh yeah, no, I do. Pisses me off to no end. Crap. Okay.
So
Jump into a story. My parents had to get called in because I got an injury. So I was playing basketball. Now I did not go to. This was my third or fourth school, one of them, and they were frugal with money. So we played basketball on normal basketball courts.
yes.
Yeah, we had that gravelly court, with all the tiny rocks poking up and sharp edges.
Oh, we did too. I know how that feels.
Yeah.
Not for basketball though.
played
We were small
basketball
enough not to do that for basketball.
Yeah, no, we played basketball in that, and everything was going fine until this kid decided during a game to tie his shoes right behind me. The
Oh,
ball
well.
was thrown to me. I went up to reach for it. I tripped over him and fell down,
Okay.
which he got mad at me about. Now,
Of course.
I got up. There was a tear in my pant leg, and I saw a little blood. Like, well, shit, I better go take this. I better go take care of this. So I go in. The nurse pulls up my pant leg, and my leg is literally crimson red.
Oh.
It is bleeding profusely.
Jeez, how bad did you cut yourself?
Pretty bad because I did not feel a thing.
Oh, yeah, that's how you know it's bad.
Yeah, that's the thing with pain. See, that's the thing. With cuts, the more painful it is, the less you have to worry about it because that means that it's superficial. It's when you cut yourself and you don't feel anything that you need to worry.
Yeah,
because that
because
means you've got deep.
It had nerve possibly at that point.
Yeah, no. So Yeah, no, it was a deep-ass cut. So they took me to the emergency room, which it was deep enough that I was going to require stitches. Thing was, I couldn't get stitches.
Why?
You see, unfortunately, when I fell, I scraped off a chunk of skin doing it. So
hell.
the cut was uneven and kind of more triangular shape.
Cool.
And it was right at my knee, you know, where the bend of the knee was. So if I got stitches, every time I bent my knee, it would rip the stitches.
Cool.
So literally, the doctors could not do anything but spray disinfectant on it, which actually proves I didn't sever the nerve ending that bad because the disinfectant hurt like a son of a gun. It burned.
Yeah, I expect it would.
You can still feel it. You're good then. Like, okay. Then they just had to pat it with gauze and tape it up and wait for it to heal. Which, you know, thanks to thanks to my weird ass body chemistry, I did heal completely well. But it was just like, okay, I missed my chance for stitches again.
Every time I go around this place, I find names, and I have to remember why the hell I named it that.
Oh,
Right.
fuck.
So that's something my parents had to deal with. Now, out of curiosity, would you guys be pissed at the kid who decided to tie his goddamn shoes during a basketball game?
I mean, I've seen that happen
Yeah.
with my kids
it
at
during
mine.
the game.
Now, here's the
If
thing:
you're doing it during the game, fine, but go off to the side where there's nobody around you.
we've
Not behind someone.
now.
Yeah, no, that's his own damn fault at that point.
Now, this is the thing that got me. Why the hell will you guys play basketball on a gravel court?
Because we're idiots. Why do you think?
I mean, look, we had the gravel course, the gravel,
We also played dodgeball on this.
we had the gravel, playground set. Where, you know, it was like, you know, the cheap little playground that had gravel at the base of it. Again, I'm going to actually ask this, maybe, where the logic of putting a bunch of rocks down, small little rocks, to cushion our falls?
The same logic that currently it's a bunch of wood shavings.
Oh no, they switched it now to tire shavings.
That's even worse!
Oh, really?
I know.
Because I consistently see the wood shavings.
Oh no, there's a few. They still use wood shavings, but there's actually a few. I wanted to bring this up. There's a few parks now that use tire shavings. They take tires, blend them up, and throw them down on for padding.
Because there's spikes in the threads of tires.
You think? There's pieces of metal. There's all sorts of nice little things in tires that people don't think about. People think it's just a solid thing of rubber. No, it bloody well
I
is
mean,
not.
if they was to take the full exterior, which is all rubber, and not take any of the interior and clean out the interior. But yeah, you know they're not going to do that because that would be way too expensive.
I was gonna say too much work, but yours way worse too.
You know, it would be both. Because if again, the part's about to end, and I'll look this up once we stop the part. Because I know you can pull up an easy Google image of the interior of a tire.
Oh, really? I have 8 minutes left.
Oh, were you doing the timer as well?
Yeah.
Oh shit, okay, because I got only 1 minute left.
I've got 8 minutes.
When do you start your timer?
I don't know. Like about when you said the part's starting.
Oh. Do you
I
set
got it
for
30 minutes.
Wait, were you saying it for 25 or 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
That's why I set mine for 25.
Oh.
Okay, we'll go off of yours since yours is still good.
Okay, well, okay, I've
It's
got
the most coordinated video on the face of the
It
earth.
very is coordinated. KKK.
The intro is nonsense of us talking and making sure it's recording, and we can't even agree on
Not
what
to
timer
mention
is
the first
correct.
5 minutes of the video is me just looking at a street going, "Don't judge the KKK."
That's fun. Okay, we'll go
Which
with
also,
this
if no one's, which also, if without context of the previous discussion, makes no sense.
We'll
as
get,
to why
this will be so demonetized so quickly.
I
Yeah.
know. Okay, last story, and then we'll quit this part.
Okay.
Okay, so the last story, little judgment on your guys' part. Am I lucky, or is God trying to kill me?
I mean, technically, God's trying to kill all of us.
Yes.
Yes. Was
He's
God
just
trying to take me
but
out
for some
faster?
people, he's going faster than others.
Yeah, that's the question posed to you. Okay, so this was when I was in the 2nd grade. I was in class, and just a little seating arrangement. So, you remember the old wooden desks, right?
Yes.
You remember every now and again they'd have those wooden desks. There'd be a one long desk and 2 people sat at them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I read. Horizontal, right, side by side.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So we had those, and we had metal chairs.
Okay.
So we had those, and I was sitting at the very end, and someone was next to me, and I was in the first row. So one day the person next to me was absent from school. He was sick, so he wasn't there, and the chair next to me was empty. So that day, I actually moved over into his chair because the teacher was giving notes for an exam, and you guys know I'm famously bad at tests. So I wanted a closer look so I could get a better look at the board. So
Okay.
I'm doing this, and that day I had moved seats over, and I'm writing notes. Then, about 20 minutes into her lecture, one of the fluorescent lights on the ceiling comes loose, falls, strikes the chair that I normally sit in, and electrocutes it with flying sparks and shattered bulbs.
Oh.
Again, what type of crack-ass jack school were you going to?
Shadow Arfox, this was a school you were in. This was Pilgrim Lutheran.
Oh shit! It was that school? Oh, well, that makes sense. No, that makes sense now. Okay, I remember. Okay, you were on the 2nd floor, right?
No, this was the 1st floor.
Shit, I was on the 1st floor.
Yeah, no, this was the school that you and I went to.
Oh,
So-
shit.
If it had been any other day, I would have been in that goddamn chair and been electrocuted.
That makes sense, though.
So-
That school was shit.
Yeah, no, so my question is, was I lucky or was God trying to kill me?
Clearly lucky because he missed.
I'm not sure that makes me feel better.
Well, I mean, if an omnipresent being is missing with you, clearly you got some sense of luck on your part.
I guess, but yeah, it was just like, damn. So, I'm curious, what would you guys do in that situation?
I would look at the chair that I normally sit in that's currently being electrocuted and go, huh.
See, I would look at that and say, I deserve an A in probability.
Shadow Arfox in 2nd grade. We don't even know what probability is.
You look at that and you told me there is no probability in this freaking...
I
agree. Okay, I've got 3 minutes left, so one last one. It's quick.
Okay.
Okay, so you both have heard this story before, but that's what this is for. So this was when I was, I think, in my 4th school.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I was walking along it. Okay, so how to begin this? All right, here we go. So this was in one of the upper grades. Decided to have an art class project. And the art class project was to build a sculpture. One of the kids, decided to build his sculpture. He basically decided to build a catapult. He built a catapult out of one of those out of a treadmill, right?
Okay.
I give credit. It was a well-done catapult. Now, they had left this in the classroom to be judged later. Some of the other kids from a different classroom decided to take said catapult, take it out onto the courtyard of the school, and launch things. In particular, a pile of bricks. Now, they didn't warn anyone, but they went ahead and did this.
Of course, because...
Now, of course, you can imagine some stupid kid walked out onto the courtyard when this was happening.
Yeah.
5 guesses who?
You.
Yeah, how'd you guess? So if you can imagine...
Because it was either you or it was somebody else that you happened to be looking over at the time.
Yeah. No, it was me. So I am walking through the courtyard, minding my own bloody business, and all of a sudden I hear a thud. Like, what the heck's that? I look in front of me, and there's a brick. In fact, when I look around, there's quite a few bricks. I'm like, where are these bricks coming from? Then I looked up, and I see a brick coming at me. I throw up my forearm in defense, and it hits me right in my forearm, which, to be fair, you know, I don't care what Home Alone 2 says. You get hit in the head with a brick, you're probably dead.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, so that caught me right in my forearm, which hurt like it hurt like hell. And I ran out of there. The kids saw that they'd actually hit someone and scattered, so I have no idea who actually took said catapult. But yeah, I got hit with a bloody brick. Didn't break any bones, believe it or not. So I wouldn't recommend doing it again.
Yeah, geez, I
wonder why.
Who would have thought a medieval weapon used for siege warfare to bring down castle walls will hurl projectiles at you that actually hurt when it's hurling bricks at you?
What I want to know is why they thought it. What I want to know is why they thought it would be a good idea to just randomly catapult bricks, like with no target. What were they aiming at?
Are you seriously asking what people thought of before they did it?
Okay, look, I get that most people are stupid. I am not one of them.
I know.
think things through before I do them.
I know.
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm just saying, you're asking why others don't?
I guess it's because I don't generally surround myself with stupid people, so...
I try not to. These came after me.
Okay.
They came after me with bricks.
Was it like a statue or something in the courtyard that they would be aiming at?
No! There was an open field. There was no statue.
They weren't aiming at, like, any of the buildings, were they?
No, they were just launching bricks.
Yeah, then there was no purpose. Especially because I would think that if they were wrong and fucked up and then, like, hit someone's car, then it's like, that's a lot of property damage.
They were wrong. They did fuck up and they hit me.
I think you're focusing too much on you right now. What I was talking about is if they hit a window or a car, because that's going to be a giant problem that they didn't think about.
Well, see, I could see them doing. See, I could see them doing that just because the fact, yeah, it would be fun to watch a brick hit a car, but what I don't get is they just launching it at an empty courtyard. If there was like a statue or something that they wanted to knock over, I could see them trying to do that. But empty courtyard.
Why would you use a catapult to try and knock over a statue with bricks?
I mean, that seemed like it was fun. If someone came up to me and say, "Hey, I got a trebuchet, and we're gonna fly you down to Iraq to knock down the statue of Saddam Hussein with the trebuchet," I'd be like, "Okay, that sounds like an interesting afternoon."
Oh, for God's sake, how are you not dead?
Okay, fair enough, that does. But again, there was no statue. It was a courtyard, and they hit me!
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why would you just shoot at an empty courtyard? That seemed boring.
And there wasn't even a target on the floor they could have been aiming at from the sounds of it, so they were just aiming at literally nothing. There was no point to it.
No, well, to be fair, these were middle schoolers. Well, I assume they were middle schoolers. Again, I didn't see who actually took it. I know it was one of the high school students who made the actual catapult. So for all I know, it was high school kids who took it. I mean, I have no idea who took the stupid catapult. I wanted to thank
What was so important about what they hit again? I'm lost.
Sorry, what?
What was so important about what they hit again? I got lost.
It was me.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
No problem.
Wow. Ouch.
That
hurt a little bit. Hey, jeez. I'd like to see how your forearms hold up after being smashed with a brick.
Well, we don't have to, because I don't go anywhere near catapults.
I didn't either!
Really? Because it sounds like you did.
I was at school.
And I guess you should have thought about the catapult that was 5,000 feet away.
Who thinks about catapult at school?
I don't know.
Catapult enthusiast?
You realize I was 12 at the time.
Yeah, and?
Wait, so at 12 years old, you guys were thinking, you know what? I shouldn't go into this courtyard at school. There might be people using a catapult.
Actually,
No,
yes.
You are not saying actually right now.
No, actually, I did. I used to run crazy scenarios in my head as a kid, and some of them did involve like if someone was to take a shot at me, where would be the best place to take cover, and where would it be most likely to come from, and where would it be least likely to come from?
But you weren't thinking a catapult launching bricks.
Okay, here's
Well,
the
not
thing.
bricks.
If I hear a thud and there's a brick in front of me and a bunch of bricks elsewhere, that makes me think, okay, something is launching flying bricks. I need to get the fuck out of the way.
Okay, I was thinking more bricks were falling from somewhere. It didn't automatically think they were being launched.
Okay, but even if they're falling from somewhere, still, you would think, get out of the fucking way of the falling bricks.
Hey, I'm
You
gonna
would
stop.
think that, but first your mind's going, what the hell's going on?
I'm definitely gonna stop the poll here, just because I know it's been more than 30 minutes at this point.
That's it for this episode of Archimage.